Welcome to my channel, and I'm here to inspire you, give you crochet advice, and help you along with your next project. If you enjoyed this pattern, please give me a thumbs up or even comment so I can gauge your interest. It helps me to know what to film next. Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd. Host my friends over at Yarnspirations.com. Today is the Waterfall Stitch program. We have a total of 4 videos and they'll all be linked in the same link in the video description. They'll all go to the same thing because we have one download that will cover everything. Now what I'm going to do, the video title promised a certain type of stitch for it, so I'm going to demonstrate that immediately. I'm going to show you in ultra slow-mo, and then you can use the video chapters to jump ahead or back, and at the end of this tutorial I'm going to be telling you more about this stitch, why you would care about it. But for now, let me just get right into a stitch demonstration with you. So right now we're going to demonstrate the waterfall stitch with a double crochet that's waterfalling down with a single crochet top. There's a pattern coming later on in the year with Yarnspirations, and so I actually got to see it. So what I wanted to do is demonstrate this particular stitch because this is actually in the project. So it's a really neat idea, and it forced me to learn something new because I had never heard of the waterfall stitch. And what we're going to be using is double crochets to fill in the space, but the very top is going to be a double crochet. So in other projects that we have done is that sometimes you have a double crochet that fills in the space with a double crochet top. This one here is single crochet. So I'm going to demonstrate each one of this. This is waterfall 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'll demonstrate each one of those. Use those video chapters in order to skip ahead if you are just looking for one in particular. I'm going to demonstrate each in real time, and then I will walk you through the 3 stitches verbally as we go through it. So let's begin to do this next. Waterfall number 2 for double crochet with a single crochet top. So let's begin to do the waterfall number 2 in double crochet that fills in with a single crochet top. I will demonstrate it in real time so that you can see it first and then make some decisions. And that's it. Okay, so you will notice that it will float, and it's really quite awesome. I'm going to refer to these sections here as bars. They are the chain spaces. They can be any amount of chains, and that's what we're going to go for next. So let's demonstrate waterfall number 2 slowly. The difference between a waterfall in double crochet that's completely double crochet is how you start this. So because I want the ending to be a single crochet, I'm not going to wrap this before going into the space. So it's like going into a single crochet stitch that you don't wrap the hook first. It's exactly the same thing. So you're just gonna dive right into this space here. Once you're in this space, you're going to wrap that hook twice. You should see it twice on the hook. Now because this is going to go immediately into the stitch, turn the project over and just go right into the stitch itself. And don't be afraid to push that hook in. So in double crochet what we have is sets of 2, and in single crochet it's sets of 1. But this, just watch, it just makes sense. So yarn over, pull through the stitch, and now until we get to the top of the bar everything is always in 2s. So we yarn over, we pull through 2 loops, and then we yarn over, pull through 2 loops and the bar. So include that bar. The bar is the top of a stitch. So yarn over, include the 2 loops and the bar, and don't be afraid to push the hook down to make sure that the bar is behind you. You're already at the top already, so you're gonna turn, and so this looks like a regular single crochet at this point, doesn't it? So you yarn over and pull through the final 2. Nice and simple. Let's try again. So we don't wrap it first, we just immediately dive right into the hole, and we yarn over twice, and we make sure that we can see it on the loop twice, or on the hook twice. Now we're just immediately going to turn the project over and look for the stitch that we want to go into. How we do waterfall 2 is different from waterfall 3, 4, and 5. So just going in, keep it nice and flat on your hook. Yarn over, pull through that stitch. Don't be afraid to push down that hook. So we're now going to treat this as a double crochet, so we yarn over, pull through 2, and then we yarn over, pull through 2 and the bar. Once you're at the top of the stitch, turn it back to the good side of the work and yarn over and pull through the final 2, and so then you end up with a single crochet at the top. Let's do it one more time. Into the space, wrap the hook twice so that you can see it on the hook. Turn the project over and aim for the stitch that you're targeting. Keep things flat on the hook. Yarn over, pull through the stitch, and now treat it like a double crochet until you're beyond the bar. So you're just gonna yarn over, pull through 2. You are gonna yarn over, pull through 2 and the bar. You're at the top, turn it back to the good side of the work and yarn over, pull through 2. And that is your double crochet with the waterfall with the single crochet top. And once you're ready for that, then you can just continue to move along on your project with doing single crochet. And that's awesome, right? So let's continue now, and we're going to work on waterfall number 3 coming up. Waterfall number 3, 4, and 5 are executed differently than the first one. It's very similar, but it's a different approach because you're now working with multiple of these spaces. Let's demonstrate waterfall number 3 in real time, and so I'll just do that. It's possible to drop stitches, and there we go. So these are just floating, and the taller you get, these float more than what they do right in the very beginning. So they will settle out, so don't worry about that. So that's how you do that, and now we're going to begin walking your way through waterfall number 3. Let's begin. Waterfall number 3 with the single crochet top is just going to be going right into the space first. And once you're on the other side of the space, wrap the hook twice so you can see that the hook has 2 of the loops there. Once you're happy with it, you're going to just pull this forward to the front side of your work, and you're going to use your fingernail just to hold it and push the hook so it slides down the shaft so that you get the right amount of material onto your hook. Now the next one that you're gonna go down to is gonna go into the stitch right after it. So when you go into the next one, you're gonna go in and you're still gonna wrap it twice. Make sure that you can see it twice on the hook. But because it's the last space, you want to continue to turn the project over and go right into the stitch that you're aiming for. And don't be afraid to push that shaft in. Keep it nice and flat on your hook. Yarn over, pull through the stitch, and so it's going to be double crochet with a single crochet top. So watch. You're going to yarn over, pull through 2, then you're going to yarn over, pull through 2 and the bar. The bar is the top of a double crochet. Then you're going to do it again. Yarn over, pull through 2 and yarn over, pull through 2 and the bar. And now you're beyond the bar, and at the top of the project turn it back over, and you only have 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 2. And that there is your stitch. This is just floating, don't worry about it. Just keep moving. So let's do the next one. So going into the space and yarning over twice. And when you're happy with that, bring it forward and use your fingernail just to hold it in place as you push. Come into the next space. Because it is the last space, when you wrap the twice, continue to turn the project over and go right into the assigned stitch that you're looking for. Yarn over, pull through the stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, and now the next 2 has the bar right after it, so you want to pull through the next yarn over, pull through the next 2 and the bar. That's the top of that one double crochet. And now let's do the next one. So yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through 2 and the top of the bar. Turn this over. You're at the top of the project. Yarn over, pull through the final 2. And let's do your last one. Space, in, yarn over 2 times, so twice, and then bring that back to the good side and use your fingernail to help push that down. Come into the next space. Because it is the last space, when you wrap it twice, continue to turn the project over and coming into the space, or sorry, coming into the stitch. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 and the bar. It's your top of your one stitch. And now keep doing the same thing. So yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 and the bar. Once you're at the top, turn it back over and yarn over, pull through there. And now that's done. So now we're going to progress as we go to the waterfall number 4, and it's going to go a little bit deeper and it's going to be awesome. Let's begin waterfall number 4 next. Let's begin waterfall number 4. So we're going to add an extra space that you can see. So I'll demonstrate it in real time. And there you go. So these are all floating in the centers, so they will float and they will just find their own path, and the bottom one is anchored, and then once you continue to crochet more, this one will stabilize itself and it will line up quite nicely. So let's frog this out and let's begin 3 slower stitches of waterfall number 4. Let's begin waterfall number 4. You are going to go into this gapping space here, so you don't wrap the hook first, and then come on the other side and wrap twice. Make sure that you can see it on the hook twice. Once you're happy with that, bring it back towards the front side of the work. Use your fingernail and push your hook down so it moves it down the shaft. Come into the next space and do the same thing. So wrap twice. Make sure you can see the 2 loops on the hook, and then bring it back. Use your fingernail and push down the shaft. You're going to come into the final one here, the final space. So when you're going in, you are going to come in and you are going to wrap it twice. But this time, because it's the last one, continue to turn the project over and just go immediately into the stitch that you're aiming for. Make sure everything stays nice and flat on the hook, and don't be afraid to push that hook in. We're now going to work our way back up, so we're going to yarn over, pull through the stitch, and the double crochet will be here, here, and here this time with a single crochet at the top. So your yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through 2 and the horizontal bar. So the bar there. Don't be afraid to push that hook in. Yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through 2 and the bar. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 and the bar. Bring it back to the good side of the work, the front side, and yarn over, pull through the final 2. These are just floating, so just don't worry about it yet and continue along. So let's demonstrate it again. So going into this space and wrap the hook twice. Make sure you can see it on the hook. And you'll get the motion of it, so you don't have to be so visual. And then bring this back to the good side of the work. And use your fingernail and help push that down. Come to the next space. Wrap twice. And bring it back There, you should see 2 loops when you bring it back, just so you know. Come into the last space. So this one, because it's the last one, you're going to wrap twice and continue to turn the project over and aim for the stitch that you're targeting. And don't be afraid to push that in. If you use any kind of grippers, you notice you don't have that much shaft to work with, so just be conscious of that. So pull through that stitch, and this is a double crochet, this and this with a single crochet top, so everything's in pairs. So pull through 2, the next one yarn over, pull through 2 and pass the bar, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 and pass the bar, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pass through 2 and pass the bar, turn it back over and you yarn over, pull through the final 2. Let's do it one more time. Come in here, wrap it twice, and once you've done that, pull it back to the front side and push down. Come to the next one, wrap twice, and when you're ready, pull it back to the good side, push down. Come to the last space, wrap twice, and because it is the last space, continue to turn the project over and target the stitch that you're aiming for. And don't be afraid to push that hook. Make sure everything stays nice and flat. Yarn over, pull through the stitch, and so you have a double crochet, double, double with the single. So keep everything in pairs. So yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 and pass the bar. Don't be afraid to push the hook in. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 and pass the bar, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 and pass the bar, and finally turn it to the good side of the work, yarn over, pull through the final 2. And everything will stabilize, so you can move stuff around, but it should stabilize on you later. And then to move on in the pattern, you would just continue to single crochet. So you've gone down the waterfall and continued in the straight line, and it's really quite neat. So we're going to move on to waterfall number 5, which will conclude this particular video, and then we'll have the extra stuff added to the end. Let's begin waterfall number 5. There's more spaces than there was before, so it just means that we just have more spaces to work with. I'm going to show you real time what it looks like, and then we'll walk through it slowly. And that's what it looks like. So this floats. The more these go, these float a lot more compared to how we were doing it, but I wouldn't worry about it. They will stabilize on their own, and then you can carry on. So let's frog this out to rip it, and let's begin to do 3 stitches at the waterfall 5. So let's begin. Waterfall number 5 is just more spaces to work with. So we immediately start. We want a single crochet top, so we're not going to wrap it before we go in. And once we go in, we wrap it twice and make sure that you can see it on the loop twice. Once you can do that, just pull that back through to the front side and use your fingernail and just push your hook down. Come to the next one. The next space down, wrap twice and bring back to the good side of the work and push down. Do it again. So next space down, wrap twice, and once you're satisfied, bring it back to the good side and push down. Finally, we have one more space to go. So this time when we wrap it, it's wrapped twice. We want to target and keep the project turned over and target the stitch that we're looking for and push in. So you need all this extra shaft work in order to do something like this. Once you have that done, you're gonna work yourself all the way back up. So you have a double crochet, double, 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 and then a single at the top. So we yarn over, pull through the stitch, and keep everything in pairs. So we yarn over, pull through the 2 loops, and then we do it again. Yarn over, pull through the 2 loops, and pass the bar. Like that. We yarn over, we pull through 2 loops, and then we yarn over and we pass the bar. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 again, and pass the bar. Keep everything nice and flat on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and pass the bar. And once you're at the top, just turn it over, and then yarn over, pull through the final 2. And this is just floating. And let's demonstrate this again. So going into the space, wrap the hook twice, and once you're satisfied, bring it back to the front and push down. Come to the next space, wrap twice, and bring it back to the good side and push down. Go to the next space, wrap twice, bring it back to the good side, push down. Finally, you're coming into the last space, so going into the back, wrap twice, but this time continue to keep the project turned over and going into the stitch that you're targeting. Keep things nice and flat on your hook. Yarn over, pull through the stitch. Now you have a double, 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 and then a single. So we have pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and pass the bar. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and pass the next bar. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and pass the bar. It's the same thing all the way back up. Yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, and pull through 2 and pass the bar. Turn it to the good side of the work, yarn over, pull through the final 2. Let's demonstrate it one more time. So going in, wrap twice, and bring to the good side of the work. Push down. Next, wrap twice and bring in, push down. Next, wrap twice, bring to the front, push down. You have your last space, so going to the back, wrap twice, and continue to keep the project turned over and go right into the stitch that's assigned. Keep things nice and flat. Yarn over, pull through the stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and pass the bar. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and pass the bar. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and pass the bar. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and pass the bar, and then finally turn it back over, yarn over, pull through 2. So it's a beautiful repeat once you understand this. And so because it's single crochet in the top, when you just carry on from this stitch, you continue to single crochet yourself then and do what you need to do. So the next part of this tutorial, I'm going to take you through those notes that I have for you, and you can create this kind of framework in order to test yourself, and we have some extra goodies there too. So let me show you that next. So welcome to the second part of this tutorial, and all of the second part for this series is going to be the same. So once you watch it once on the one video, it's the same. So what we have here is a worksheet. There's a total of 6 pages in order to do it. It explains what this is of the waterfall. Basically you're working with the same stitch work and then you're just falling down into the spaces that exist. you're using the framework of this in order to hold it back. Just because I have 3 stitches coming down doesn't mean it's always 3. It could just be 1, it could be a multiple, and it could also be a stepping, and it could also be diagonals. So what I've done is that I've just created some notes here for you. The trick that you need to know with this most of all is that using a hook without a comfort grip is a lot easier. You need a great swath of the shaft in order to play with this kind of stitch, so just keep that in mind. So as we're just flipping our way through, we have some strategy for you. So let me just zoom you in and we'll talk quickly about that. This is just a little stitch diagram that I made, and most of them going beyond this are just the same diagram, but they're just changed in the stitches just to show that you can practice exactly what I just showed you. So what we have here is that you can see that we have waterfall 2. It falls down. You can see 1, 2. This one here is waterfall 3. It's 1, 2, 3 goes down. And so the 1 is the stitch that you're creating, 2 is the next one down. That's how it's working. So you're going to notice is that it just doesn't always go down straight. It can go down on an angle if it's leaving holes in a different angle. So it can go down in this angle, it could be in a different angle. And you can also combine these stitches so that you can increase the stitches as or increase the spaces so that there's more stitches. So you could actually have a waterfall 2, waterfall 3, and a waterfall 4 to create a diagonal shape here for geometrics. So you can do anything like that. And so you can just continually go down. So this is a really neat idea. So just because we've just been going straight down doesn't mean that we have to, and it can be a combination of many things. So let's keep flipping in the paper. So as explained, we have the universal symbol. The universal symbol may not have the symbol of a single crochet at the top. It may also just, this here could be a double crochet. So you have to refer to the instructions that a designer is providing to you because they may have something different. So it's a kind of a universal symbol. So you'll see this. So this here is showing that it's a double crochet here. So it's a double crochet waterfall here, but it's a single crochet here at the top. So this is a waterfall that's falling down as a double crochet but ends with a single crochet. So that's something that you have to just keep in mind. So just watch your symbols, and that's moving on. So let's keep flipping along and let's go to the next example. So here's an example of the single crochet that we did in this series. This here is chaining of 28 and then single crochet, second chain from the hook, and then we're creating these spaces as we go along. So you can follow the chart in order to make that, so you can test this. And if you're following it right, row number 6 is how we started, and we started with the waterfall number 2, then we went 3, 4, and 5. So it just shows you this here is the stitch key to tell you what it is. So we have number 2, 3, 4, and 5, and remember that number 1 of any one of these is the stitch that you're putting in. So that's 1 and 2. So this makes it waterfall 2 and etc. and you can work your way through that. Let's keep flipping. This here is waterfalls with half double crochet. So the very top stitch is going to be a half double crochet. So our execution to start the stitch is different than from a single crochet. So that's something that you have to keep in mind, but we are just filling it in with this half double crochets. So we have waterfall 2, 3, 4, and 5, just how I explained it before. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and or sorry, 2, 3, 4, 5 is right here. So you can follow this again. This is again chain 28, second chain from the hook starts your single crochet. You can make the framework in order to have this. So let's keep flipping in this page. This here was also the same diagram but done as a double crochet instead. So the very top of this is a double crochet. You can see that is here as well. So you got 2, 3, 4, and 5, and so it's just coming straight on down. This is chain 28 to start, and basically when we go to do this is that your second chain from the hook is a single crochet, and then you create the framework, and then the last row is the waterfall coming in. Remember that the last row that you're providing in, this is considered 1 and 2. That's why it's dropping down to 2. So it's 2 and then 3, 4, and 5. So waterfall number 1 would not exist because you're not dropping down anything beyond that. So this is kind of neat, and so this would be then the double crochet one that you would see. So in the end, it's a really neat concept. I was actually really quite thrilled with this. I was like up all night because I was so excited about this particular concept. I've never seen anything like it. I think it's really neat. It provides really good geometrics as far as like coming straight down. You could do your angles, and I just think it's a really nice clean finish. And the back of these things, even though we've been looking at the front the whole time, the back of them actually looks pretty decent too. So it's something that if your blanket turned over, it would be okay, but the front side is obviously the ideal side. So it's a really neat idea. This is the waterfall stitch, and hopefully that you enjoy and you have great value of learning something new today. Let me know in the comments how you're doing, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye bye.